Hi guys, my name is David and today I'm just going to be doing a kind of a vlog video, well sort of anyway. Some of you may be aware of that recently I have started reading a book and hopefully a book series that I have been, I won't say scared or frightened, I think intimidated is the right word, but I have finally started it, and that being Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. This is book one in his Song of Ice and Fire series. Yeah, I had to check that in the book. And these videos are just going to be my spoiler-free discussions and overall thoughts so far on what I've read so far of this book. So I'm currently at page 104. My overall thought so far is that this is a really enjoyable book. There doesn't seem to be much world building. Yes, there is talk on what happened in the past with civilizations and characters and all that stuff, but it seems to be more focused on the characters rather than the world building. It would be nice to have sections in it where the world was explored and built and actually built upon, but I'm only 100 pages roughly into the book, so maybe that happens later. Because this whole world is set up into different realms or kingdoms, and our main focus, well, one of the main focuses are the Stark family. We follow Ned Stark or Eddard Stark, and now in the north, I think. And we find that he's a very proud man that is set in his ways and is very focused on tradition. And Lady Stark is a very loving wife to him, and they have numerous children. I think about 3, maybe 4. 2 are girls and maybe 1 or no, 2 boys, I think. And Ned has a son that he had from another woman when he was separated from his current wife right now. And that character is called Jon Snow, who is referred to in the book as a bastard. And Ned and the other members of the family treat Jon as any member of the family would. But Lady Stark looks down on him and sees him as the black sheep of the family. It's nice that each of these households is represented by a animal, whether it's a fictional creature or a real life creature. The creature that dominates and rules over the Stark family is something called a direwolf, which, as far as I can tell, is a much larger version of a standard wolf. We follow Ned and the Stark family as they are visited by the king. I'm pretty sure there actually might be only one king and queen in this whole realm. But the king is called Robert, and it's established at the start that Ned and Robert have a kind of a close bond. They're kind of like brothers, and also I'm pretty sure that Robert loved one of Ned's sisters when they were growing up, but she died, and yeah, he seems to still carry that torch for her. And we find Joffrey, who is Robert's son, who is basically the Draco Malfoy of this story. He is a complete selfish prick, and he looks down on anyone and anything that's different from him. And we find out that Robert has visited or is visiting Winterfell, which is the area where the Starks reside, because he wants to promote Ned as being what is called the Hand of the King, which essentially is his assistant, his right-hand man. We find out that one of his sons, Bran, is a big climber. He climbs all over the castle, and one day when he's climbing, he overhears the Queen talking and doing a little bit more with a person called Jaime Lannister, who has been given a nickname of the king killer. I think that's what it is. The Lannisters are a family in this book which are, I'm pretty sure they are regarded as being the bad guys. We haven't really been introduced to them properly. But after Bran overhears this, he's not sure about what he's heard, but he falls from this tower and he injures himself. Another member of the Lannister family which I enjoyed was a character called Tyron. I'm not sure. It's the dwarf character. He is a very unusual character. He doesn't see his size as an issue. He has learned from an early age to embrace this, embrace that people look at him different and perceive him to be different. And he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve and surprises up his sleeve. I remember in the TV series, he's actually regarded as being a bit of a womanizer and a drunk, and maybe he is in the book, but so far he is very intellectual. He reads a lot and he seems to be a very articulate character. And he even helps Jon Snow when they are visiting, because Jon wants to go to a part of this world which is called the Wall. Now the Wall is this massive wall structure that keeps all these dark monsters and entities from the main realm. And members of this wall that patrol it and guard this and actually prevent these dark entities from entering the kingdom are called the Night's Watch. And to be a member of the Night Watch, or as they sometimes refer to it as wearing the black, which, because they wear all black clothes, they cannot ever be fathers, they cannot ever bed a woman or be with a woman, and their sole purpose is to guard the wall and to protect the realm. And Jon wants to be a member of the Night Watch. I'm more or less certain that that's the way it's called. And yeah, he does go to the wall, and we don't see him when he arrives, but we see him as these journeys about to start. And we see another family called the Targaryens. Now they are the Dragon Lords. The dragons in this world have been extinct and no one's seen the dragon in years, and they're all perceived to be dead. And the Targaryen family has fallen. The short amount I've actually read in this book so far, you do get a lot of information about their family, about how who betrayed who and who stabbed each other in the back and all that stuff, and kind of the downfall of the Targaryen family, which is very interesting. I really enjoyed that history part of the book. And the male of this family is trying to rebuild his kingdom and his rightful place as king in his eyes. And he has come up with a plan that in order to do this, he wants to marry his sister. There is a little bit of incest in this book. There is a part in this book where he does fondle her breasts and all that stuff. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that's as far as it goes, but it's very uncomfortable, and she's even uncomfortable around her brother. But her brother wants to marry her to this tribe called the Dothraki or Dothraki. Not sure exactly how it's pronounced, but he wants to marry her to basically the chief of this tribe, who is called Khal Drogo. And this tribe is perceived to be savages. They ride on horses and they're very primitive. They even wear their hair long, and if they cut it, if they've disgraced themselves in battle, for example, they have to cut their hair, and they wear bells in their hair, which seems to be very odd because they seem to be very masculine as a culture and as a civilization. And they can be very barbaric. The Targaryens believe that if they do this, then they can request from the Dothrakis or Drago to form a army for them and to reclaim their fallen kingdom. That's basically the plan. There is a very sweet scene in this book at the end of this at the end of this section rather, where Drago and this female Targaryen lady, which I can't remember her name right now, kind of have a very intimate moment, and you would think that he would be very forthgoing and savage towards her in doing nighttime activities, but he does have a very tender and gentle side to him. Yes, he does get very forceful and very hands-on and very aggressive, but it is a very tender and sweet moment. And he doesn't speak very much English, but they both understand each other, and I cannot wait to see their relationship blossom into what hopefully it does in the book. So guys, that has been my section, my first vlog. Sorry if it's gone on for too long. And yeah, I'm just going to do this for every 100 pages. So I'll see you in my second vlog whenever I get up to 200 pages of this book. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and hopefully you are looking forward to going on this journey with me. Yeah, with all that out of the way guys, I'll see you in my next video.